Welcome to my weekly spiel. Welcome back to weekly spiel. Yada yada blah blah blah. Yada yada blah blah blah. It's time for Margaret's weekly spiel. Greetings and salutations. This is Margaret Franklin of Margaret Franklin Creations with part 3 of this week's weekly spiel. Can you tell who this is? That's my latest Stitch icon. And this was yesterday's. I'm sure everyone's seen this image somewhere before. So I'm halfway through the month of March. January and February complete. And what else is new? I'm happy to say that on, Tuesday, when Jeanette and I were supposed to go out, her appointment went very well. Here is the answer to today's icon. This is one of my most difficult and challenging, but also I'm quite pleased with the results. What is new? Just wanted to tell you I'm happy that Jeanette's meeting at the bank went really well, and she was in a good mood when we saw each other. We went out to the Thai place for, I had shrimp lo mein, she had chicken lo mein, and she's still waiting to hear back about the townhouse. Jan's been phoning every day. Jan's been handling all the phone calls, being a real trooper. And Jeanette's been waiting patiently. Keep her in your prayers. She's really been feeling kind of irritable and under attack about the whole thing. But God has a wonderful place in store for her, just like He gave us this place. And I recently came across a thing on the internet. It's in Ontario. There is a summer camp / resort for young adults on the autism spectrum, which means I am probably too old for such a place. But it got me thinking that seniors on the autism spectrum are a largely overlooked demographic. I think that we have rights too. We don't just magically outgrow it. We grow up to become seniors with autism. And I find it hard to believe that I'm already a senior citizen. I turned 60 on my last birthday. I like to think of it as 20 with 40 years experience. But I would not want to be 20 again. Really. I was so immature and insecure back then. I'm not as insecure anymore, but I might be still a bit immature. You gotta be a little crazy to stay sane in this day and age. I tell you what. What else is new? So anyway, about this camp, I wish they had a thing for older people on the autism spectrum, especially those of us like me who were diagnosed late in life. I didn't know I had Asperger's syndrome until it was a week before my 40th birthday. And a lot of programs for people on the autism spectrum, their parents drag them there. Like I said, it was for young people, but seniors have their challenges too. When you get to be my age, I think we become even more irritable and sensitive. Sometimes it's to do with getting older, and sometimes it's to do with, a lot of us have it being stressed out, surviving through the pandemic. But we could use our own special camp or resort for people on the spectrum. But the thing about camp for younger people is they teach us things like social skills and all that. And like I said, the parents usually drag the kids there, and whether they want to go or not, and we grow up feeling stigmatized. I grew up with my share of stigma because even though I didn't know I was autistic, I was in special ed and I was always having to see counselors, and they couldn't figure out what was the deal with me. So I'm going off on a tangent again. But this camp, seniors don't need lessons in social skills. We've heard it all before by the time we get to be our age. We just want a place to chill, go at our own pace, go horseback riding and swimming and play sports and games, arts and crafts, just go at our own pace and socialize with other people on the spectrum. Maybe one of our activities might be have a special show and tell night where we talk about our special interests. Like a lot of us might prepare a PowerPoint presentation in advance. I've done a couple about carousels. I know I made one for Roll Summit to show at was it Carousel West back in last June, I think it was. I never really heard about how that went over, but I hope it went well. I made a PowerPoint about the work that I did on his quilt. And now I am working on what I call Carousel Beach Vacation. And I actually, this is the living room second quilt. I have finally got to the point where I am quilting it. I know things look messy around here, but I must have unpicked this top row at least 6 or 7 times because, well, pardon the expression, it went cattywampus at this point. I had to redo the top row several times because it would shift upward and twist. So I have decided, hey, it's not so bad. It is a little twisted this way, but hopefully, if bad comes to worse, I shouldn't have to cut any off the top to sew onto the bottom to make it even. It was a complicated ordeal. I'm taking a break. I'm not doing any more quilting today. You can see how complex this design is with the balloons. And what did I do with, yeah, I just had that in my hand, surfboards for the Carousel Beach Vacation quilt. This quilt is inspired by my trip to Myrtle Beach. It alternates colorful beach scenes with pictures of my cartoon characters on various carousel animals. This is Ardith and Luella riding hippocampuses in a mythical underwater scene. These are ice cream treats. What's a beach vacation without ice cream and popsicles? And this is the first square I did. Life's better in flip-flops. This was a picture from a coloring book. But the caption wasn't there, but one of the neighbors has a doormat that says that with 2 or 3 colorful pairs of flip-flops on it. And then they have a decoration hanging on their door that says, "Happiness is barefoot on the beach." Anyway, I guess that's all the news for now. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. Be back soon. Thanks for watching Weekly Spiel.